Yeah, I'm going to step off to the Duval side for just 1 second because we always measure Carolina versus Jacksonville. Those were two pretty damn good draft picks,
yes.
And we'll talk a little bit more about Jacksonville coming up. But honestly, Coach, it's so tough to build these programs, and especially in today's college world, the NIL world. You're a general manager now. I never thought I'd say general manager in college football.
But see, that's kind of where this has gone to. Once you start incorporating finances, now you've got to be able to have somebody to come in and help manage them, or at least help develop the resources for them. And that's really part of what I do is help bring in the resources, work with the donor engagements, work with revenue streams. And once you start bringing that money in, now it's how do you disperse them? Well, for us, one of the things that we also have to do is we also have to help identify the talent. Well, we've kind of looked at an NFL model and said, okay, what are our priorities for offense, defense, and special teams? Well, your first priority in offense is, and I've learned this over a period of time without a doubt in my mind, that this is a quarterback-driven sport. You've got to have a guy that can pull the trigger for you, that can make good decisions, protect the football, be a game manager, but then also be a guy that can go out and win the game for you when he needs to. That, to me, is priority one. We did the same thing we got here to Carolina, and the decision was Cam Newton. Secondly, did we have enough playmakers around? Did you have the running game? Well, we had D'Angelo Williams, we had Jonathan Stewart, we had Michael Tolbert, so we could run the ball. Well, that's one of the things that we got to create for in college football. We got to make sure there's a good, solid running game. Now, do you have playmakers, guys that can go up and get the ball? Steve Smith, okay? Yeah. Teddy Ginn, guys that can just flat out run. And then Greg Olsen at tight end. I mean, that was it. And then protect them. So when you prioritize it now, this is how we're going to spend it. You got to spend it on your quarterback. You got to spend it on a couple offensive linemen to protect them, a running game to help take the pressure off them, and then those playmakers. So we use that model, and then we did the same thing defensively. We identified who our quarterback on defense was. For us, we were fortunate. We had Luke Kuechly.
Yeah.
And then you build around him. Is it a pass rusher or is it a cover man? So you prioritize and spend your money wisely. And then you've got to have somebody that can put points on the board as far as your kicker is concerned.
Luke Kuechly, an ACC guy, Cam, an SEC guy. We're talking with Ron Rivera on XL Primetime. And when I think of what Cal, like I joke, Coach, I call it the Any Coast Conference now because it
all
was the
Coast Conference. That's the way that for me is. I like any, but I go to all coast.
Yeah, I've got all of them, but it's funny. And then for a while, Leon Searcy, who's on the show with us, he would call it the Clemson Invitational because it was anybody that could take on Clemson that could finally take them off the top. So how do you view Cal's position in the ACC in terms of the competitive balance?
I think it's really good. I mean, last year we finished at 6-6, and it's a big part of the reason why I'm here because you go back and look at it. We lost 4 games by 9 points, 3 by 1, and 1 by a touchdown at the end of the game. And it just kind of shows you just how close we can be. And then we found out that as far as revenue generating and spending was concerned, we were below average. So if we can get above average, if I can go out and get more resources for the coaches and for the players and then help us generate more revenue, that gives us a chance, I believe, to get above that. And that's part of why I'm here is to be able to do those things for Coach Wilcox and the football team, and that is to bring in resources that we can use, whether it's equipment, whether it's enhancing the facilities, whether it's improving on sports medicine, and also it's bringing in the NIL so we can go out and we can be able to pick the right kind of players.
What is his wish list? He comes from SEC blood, is up in Tennessee. What is his wish list in terms of, hey, Ron, what I need this, this, and this?
Well, as you go back and you look at it, it is obviously about having the players, but having those resources so you can choose what you're going to do. Get the players, obviously, but now what do we have to do next? Do we have to enhance our facilities? Do we have to get more equipment? Do we have to get better sports medicine? Do we add a nutritionist? I mean, these are all things that are out there that he would like to have us do and all things that I am working on to get for him.
All right, a couple more for Ron Rivera. I can't help it. I got to go back to the Bears. I got to go back to a couple. But honestly, what's your best football memories? Is it as a player? Does it go back to the 80s?
You're right about as a player. My memories go directly, immediately to the '85 Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
And the group of men that I played with. In fact, we're being honored this year by the Chicago Bears in the home opener. They play Monday night on the opening week. And they're going to honor the '85 Super Bowl team. It's the 40th reunion of it, 40-year reunion. So they're bringing as many of us back as they can. And fortunate enough for me, it works out on my schedule, so I'll be there.
Yeah, it's awesome. I saw a trivia question. I think you were the first team to win back-to-back 14-game seasons. And so, yeah, you guys, those stories with Tika and all of them were great, I'm sure.
But that's probably the biggest disappointment, too, though, is we didn't win more than one.
Yeah.
You go back and look at that. You know, for me as a coach, being here in Carolina, that was about as good as it got. I mean, we reached the peak, the pinnacle. Unfortunately, we didn't win it, but we got to the Super Bowl, Super Bowl 50, and this is the 10-year reunion of that team. We actually have an event coming up this coming Thursday that the Charlotte Observer's putting on. So myself and several other four of my former players will be there. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
All right, one other one. How close were you to maybe coming to Jacksonville and doing a little bit with the franchise?
I was close. Liam Coen, I think, is a terrific football mind. I really do. And working with him would have been great. But when the call to go back home came up, and in either case, my wife is going to be a huge part of the conversation. Her and I talked about it. And, you know, where I am in my life, it's not about money anymore. It's about opportunity and chances. I would have loved to have been in Jacksonville with Liam because I really do believe he's going to have success. I'm banking on it. I really am. I believe he will. I think he's smart. He's energetic. He's hard to pin down because I mean he's going and constantly. But he's such a very thoughtful guy. You can see everything he thinks about before he talks. So that's important because you know he's gathering information. Now he's trying to disseminate it properly. And I do think he's done a terrific job with the personnel already. Yeah. And that, to me, is going to speak well for who I believe they can become. So I'm cheering for him because I do like who he is. I mean, I thought we had a great conversation. I found him very personable and very likable. So I do think he's going to have success.
Well, all Duval's loving what you're saying there. Coach Ron Rivera, we appreciate your time. Best of luck at Cal. Thank you very much.
No, I appreciate this.
Hey, y'all. Lauren Brooks here. Thanks so much for watching 1010XL on YouTube. Be sure to like, subscribe, and check out all of our great videos and team-specific channels on the 1010XL YouTube network.